is. You already know what time it is. You understand? UPK, one West in the command to the honor all my brothers.
You have a mic over there with you?
You understand?
Yes.
These niggas don't know what to do. You
right
see
there,
me
right
beside me,
Over
standing
there.
in all black with the shield on. That's right. Ain't all it's precious, but loyalty is private. All of the mind might leave you like, bro, this shit I've been needing life. They don't do any crime, cause all my niggas right. Strong politics, practice, cowards cold, real niggas on right stand, but they believe they won't compromise the day. They will harmonize the trade. Do not affiliate with impersonators. You cross the line, you won't pay the pay.
My nigga strong, no chase.
You rubber niggas sweet like dilates. Take for the brown sugar like the dilate. Every time I move, I just demonstrate. All I cannot
Sing.
my brother's glorious, you warriors, the label's one that I understand. Niggas can't stop till we notorious. Thrown in my way, with a supreme audience. Proud ass nigga get exiled, no loitering around my brothers. You already know what it is. 144 back in game. Touchdown, put it down for my brothers. And I'm gonna play so. That's right, niggas with the shield. That's right, and my brothers. We gon' kill and stay. We gon' rule this bitch at all costs. Nigga, we gon' take these fucking weapons. That's right. That's right. That's right. And all I'm praying like the ladder house. It can't blend with my men, nigga. I can tell your fate with the treacherous mouth. Came to God is all love, we don't believe that. Give a damn about the 2-6, fucking feedback. I give it all for my brothers, they deserve. No excuses for my niggas. They striving to be perfect. Sacrifice whatever fall dead, never over. You be cake, we clip tight like she be a joke. Endure to the end, it's what a wise man told me. Lick it from the top shelf, but I spit it with the look. One for the smoke, nigga, everybody know. All the ever wanted was the beach, fuck the road. Shit, you down for the cause, gotta show it. Stand tall and do not blush, remain calm.
When the danger pop up.
Like Desmond Jones, Lopper. My father sent you locked up. No competition, only glory in the distance for my brothers.
Israel. Salaki. The ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street Hall, New York, under commanding General Yohana. This is a Friday Lashawan Qadash class. Big shout out to all the brothers and sisters online. All right. I'll wait for you to pause and let me grab this too. As y'all know, in the Biblical Hebrew Work and Textbook. Biblical Hebrew Text and Workbook. My bad, I always jam it up. Get out the way there. Salaki. Turn this just a little bit. Get a little bit of this too. The Biblical Hebrew Text and Workbook. It might need to stay over here some. My bad. All right. Biblical Hebrew Text and Workbook. Here you go. All right. Now, with that being said, we in lesson 11 in this book right here. All right. You can buy this on the ISUPK Study Tools, on the ISUPK website under the Study Tools tab. All right. You can purchase this book like $17, I believe it was, used. I always get the used one. I think they wanted like $100 for a new one. The used one is $17 or $18. Number 35, no, it's number 36 or 37 on, if you go on isupk.com, click on Study Tools, it's number 37 or 38. Either 36, 37, or 38. You can buy this book. It looks small when you are online, but then once you get it, it's a nice size textbook. With that being said, it's the Friday Lashawan Qadash class. Oh, I'm sorry, that's right. What's going on? Lord of Christ, I got you. You want the class, sir? No, you got it. Don't sweat. That being said, this is the Friday Lashawan Qadash class, the Hebrew class, the Holy Tongue. All right. We're going to be in lesson 11, going over lesson 11, and then we're moving forward after that. I was gone for a minute, right, and I believe Danya Allah was holding it down, Astawak, was holding down the Hebrew class, right? With that being said, now that I'm back on the Friday class because I was doing a Wednesday class for a while, for a short period of time. Now that I'm back on the Friday class, we're going to keep it moving and keep on going from where we left off. We left off at chapter 11, I believe, 11 or 12, but we're going to start from 11, and now we're going to move forward. All right? So with that being said, now we're still not going to do 11 on the screen. We did 10 last week off the screen. What I mean is the actual chapter, I usually put it up on the screen, like full screen so y'all can see it. With that being said, the last week, I just read it out of the book. I read what we were supposed to do out the book, and then we did it on the board. All right? This week for lesson 11, we're going to do that same thing because we already did lesson 11. Y'all can go and check that out. I'll make sure I name it too as well, each one. So this is like a recap of lesson 11, but we're doing it on our own. All right? We're going to, I ain't going to show everything in the book. We're going to hear it, like a teacher reads some stuff out in class, and then y'all do the lesson. All right? So we'll be doing it like that. These words up here, you can continue to write down these words up here, each one. Now, this ain't, I'm not sure, you put this in a specific order? Because it looks like it said boom, 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 yep, and then boom, 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 yep. So you actually got it in the right order. So with that being said, Hebrew starts from right to left, goes from right to left. Lock it. There goes my marker. If y'all don't know, Hebrew goes from right to left. All right. So I'm gonna give y'all a chance to get these words down. That being said, move this over a little bit. Boom. I'm gonna give y'all a chance to get these words down. Y'all should have. Let me make this full screen too. For sure. It's a lot for the fact that I'm moving around and everything. All right, but I want to be out the way of the screen so I can get these down. All right. Huh? Did I what?
Did you share the class?
Nah. All right. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm going to actually share this class real quick. I'm about to, right now, share the class while y'all go ahead and write all that stuff down and be sharing the class on YouTube and on Facebook. All right. Also, too, man, that demon of the Christmas spirit, it is real in the earth. It's real in the earth. They had 2 Passovers off of this Christmas garbage. All right, where they could not meet with family. Family was dying. They couldn't meet with family and celebrate. Family was dying and going to the grave, and so were they. And now they got this new variant, the Omarion, make you say, oh, once you get it. Now they got this new variant, and they like, to hell with that. We didn't been vaccinated. Honestly, why we vaccinated? We don't give a damn. We good. We made it through Delta. We'll make it through the Omicron, right? Or the Omarion. And they're gonna have a rude awakening, man. They're gonna have they got a Ferris wheel. Christmas Ferris wheel, Christmas park down in Philly where rides and light bulbs and elves. I think I seen William Penn today, goddammit. Benjamin Franklin today, I walked past. Got dressed up characters, man. It's bad. That Christmas spirit is real in the earth, man. And we got to fight it. All right? If you and I, HBK, you fight that lust to want to take presents, to want to accept gifts, to want to give gifts. Listen, we can buy our kids things all year round. I think I buy my daughter something every weekend, man. I think I get my son something every weekend, both of them. Both my sons. I think I get them something every weekend, all the time. But I'm cautious about giving them anything from this moment forward. Right. Until after, I say 2 weeks after the so-called evil New Year. I don't want to, can you get him this? Nope. Can you get her that? Nope. Can you get him this? No, I'm good. I don't want it to be, I don't want to be bamboozled into buying a Christmas gift. Listen, your son ain't need nothing all year, House the Walk. Now you call him and now he needs something this week, huh? Emergency money. Nah, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm cool. Your daughter needs some House the Walk. All year long, she ain't need a goddamn thing. Now she need emergency money. Nope. Don't be a fool, y'all. Stay in school. All right, with that being said, go ahead, House the Walk. You want to bring something up?
Cool. Tell you about that. You be talking to somebody that's an adult.
Right.
Like, yeah, man, I don't celebrate that. And they be like, what if I get you something? I be like, don't give me nothing around that time. If you want to give me something, get it now. Get it afterwards. You don't got to give it to me for Christmas. Like, if you want to give me something, get me something. Why you got to wait until this time period to give me something? You know what I'm saying? You want to get me something, you just do it. That's what I'm going to do. You know
right.
What I'm saying? Oh, Esau don't tell me when to buy something for a sister or for, you know what I'm saying, family, whoever I want to get something for. I'm just going to do it.
Right. Hosanna Christ. And you know what I mean? And then when you ask them, say, look, give me something on this day. And you call them and say, where's the stuff you're supposed to get me today? They will cut you the hell out. It's like, I'm erasing the board. Hopefully I got all this down. Should have had enough time to write everything down. All right. Then you call them, you say, yo, I thought you was going to give me them Jordans today. I thought you was going to give me that new PlayStation, that new Xbox. You said you was going to give me a gift. That's what I want. You ain't get it for me? You don't love me? Where's your gift-giving spirit? You know what I mean? They treat you like you a damn crazy, what is it, them psychopaths, man. They treat you like a straight-up psychopath, calling them and asking them about their child or something. Asking them about a family, man. Hey, can Stephanie come to my house? Can give me some names? Can Day and the Ray come over? And you a whole psychopath. That's how they treat you. They talk to you like, nigga, did you just ask me that?
Right.
You just asked me for a gift on October 15th. And they're still calling it a Christmas gift too.
Right.
Did you just ask me about a Christmas gift on October? It's October. You asked me about a Christmas gift from last year. You know what I mean? And you have to tell them over and over, it ain't no Christmas gift. I'm asking you, it's you in the giving spirit. But anyway, moving forward, let's get into the lesson. This is lesson 11, right? I'll put this over here, put it under this arrow. We in lesson number 11. All right? Hopefully y'all can see that. I'll try to make it a little bit bigger. You know what I mean? Try to get it bigger for everybody to see. So, also, I know a lot of people went and downloaded the Blue Letter Bible, right? Slacking, not the Blue Letter Bible. Went and downloaded the Biblical Hebrew Working Textbook on their phones, right? Because you can download the PDF. So what I would do is, since you have it downloaded, you know, I would just pull it up, you know, if you're not using your phone. Say you might be watching this on the TV screen, you know, might got your tablet hooked up or maybe another phone hooked up to your TV, or you cast in the, you know, the class into your TV. I would use the other phone to, you know, PDF what's going on, or the other computer to PDF what we're doing, to pull up the PDF and see, you know, where we at in the lesson, all right? So with that being said, let's start. We're in lesson number 11. We're going to be breaking down Genesis. All right? In the book of Genesis 12 and verse 5. If you can pull that for me out the walk.
You said Genesis 12 and 5?
Genesis 12 and 5. That Hebrew, that ancient Hebrew that y'all might have, that you should have copied off of the board when we first started, that was Genesis 12 and 5. A little bit of Genesis 12 and 5 in Hebrew. So you should have that already. All right. So, Astawak, if you could, give me Genesis, the 12th chapter, verse 5. I'm going to put this up on the board.
So, look at Genesis chapter 12 and verse 5. And Abram took Sarai, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son. That's the right scripture.
Genesis 12 and 5, yes.
And all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came.
All right, sweat. So this is Genesis 12 and 5. All right, talking about Abraham and Lot and Sarah. So read it again.
And Abram took Sarai, his wife,
Uh-huh.
and Lot, his brother's son.
So he took Sarai, his wife. At this time, his name wasn't Abraham. Our forefather, his name wasn't Abraham. It was Abram in the Hebrew, right? Or Abram in the Hebrew, right? Go ahead.
And Lot, his brother's son.
And Lot, his brother's son. Go ahead.
And all their substance that they had gathered.
And Sarai, which is whose name was changed to Sarah, right? Sarai, so Abram, Lot, and Sarai, right? They all went into the land of where?
Canaan.
Canaan. Go ahead.
And all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came.
All right. So now, this is where the Lord told Abraham, it's about to get to the part where the Lord showed Abraham, the whole entire land and told him that was all going to be his inheritance, right? And his children's, or the specific word is the seed inheritance. Him and his seed, right? So with that being said, that's what we're about to break down, all right? I'm going to read that for you in Hebrew. This is the Genesis 12 in Salakia. Let me get it for you in Hebrew so I can read the whole verse. I want to just read what we're breaking down, but I'm going to read the whole entire scripture for us in Genesis. Y'all type in your questions as well, Salakia. Type in your questions as well. We'll answer your question. Any Hebrew questions, of course. I mean, you can ask, other questions, but it will be on topic and in context to ask a question about the Hebrew. All right. So this is Genesis 12 and 5. In the Hebrew, I'll show y'all from the Blue Letter Bible. I know it's a little jammed up for y'all to see right now, but this should be pretty good. I know the words is a little jammed up, but just so you can see that we actually read in the Hebrew, okay? That's under the marker on. All right, so this is Genesis 12 and 5 in the Hebrew. Wayakwak Avarom it's like it. Sharia. I said Sharai. Sharia, right? Salakia. Shafwa. Wa'af. Lawat. Ban. Akyuwa. Wa'ak. Kal. Rakawash. Ma. Ashar. Rakashwa. Wa'af. Anapash. Ashar. Aishawa. Bachar, it's like a Bacharan, Wayataza Awa, Lalakta, Arataza, Kana'ain, Wayaba Awa, Arataza, Kana'ain. Alright? So that is Genesis 12 and 5 in the Hebrew. So we're going to be breaking it down right now. So the first word in the lesson, right? They asked us to break down, they asked us to do the verb analysis of the first word that we're going to be breaking down. And here's what we're going to be breaking down. Wayataza awa, lalakta, arataza, kana'ain, wayaba awa, arataza, kana'ain. So that's what we're going to be breaking down. So they asked us to do a verb analysis on the first word, which is wayataza awa. Alright, so Waya Taza Awa. And I'll put up how you pronounce it right here, right? Waya Taza Awa at the end, right? So now, actually I want to bring this down some. I'll put how to pronounce it at the bottom. we're gonna do one word at a time. We're gonna do one word at a time. And we're gonna fully break down each word. So wa, ya, taza, a, wa. Alright? So we're gonna break down each word. And when I mean break down each word, we're gonna break down each individual word. Like it's more than one word in here, we're gonna break all of it down. Well, it's more than one word because how we speak Hebrew is we speak slang. So we speak and write slang. That's what we all should know. In Hebrew, we speak and we write slang. It's not just we speak slang and write regular. We speak and we write slang, meaning we shorten things in our writing. We merge words together and make it one word. And nobody wants to write an 8-paragraph essay. That's just not what's up. In Israelites, if we didn't have school, we would not be doing that. So just think about being free and this being yours. Think about you having your own writing, your own alphabet that you made up. Are you gonna write an 8-paragraph damn essay? I mean, you're gonna figure out a way that you can be like, look, I'm gonna just shorten this to make it look. Here you go, right here. This is what I'm saying. Here you go, right here. And that's how that's how it is. It's on I guess like a worldly way of thinking about it, right? But with that being said, now we're gonna break down the first word. The first word was waya taza awa. Right? This first character here is wa. It's wa. It's pronounced wa, and it means and. It's also used as but. All them other little old quicker English words. It's sometimes used as like nevertheless and howbeit. All those, that's like sort of like the New Testament. But it's used as all those old quicker English words too as well. And but when sometimes when this happened, it's like very rare for when. But it's all those moreover. That's a good one. Moreover, that's in the Old Testament. That character, that letter or that letter with or that word meaning is a letter that has a word meaning, right? So that letter would mean moreover. It would mean and or but, and that character is wa, or that letter is wa. To say it in a worldly way, like our letters also have word meanings. Just like I said, think about having your own language. You're like, all right, I ain't trying to write a whole paragraph. I'll just make this one character mean this word. And I'll just put it when I put this right here on the front of this word, this is what it means. If I put this right here on the front of any word, this is what it means. When I put this at the end of a word, this is what it means. So just think about having your own language. All right. So wa meaning and, ya. Whenever you see the character ya at the beginning of a root word, but then you see wa at the end, just know that it's saying they. All right. No Salaki. Just know that it's saying they. It means they. Because ya at the beginning of a root word means he. But when you got a y at the end of a root word without a ya, it means his or him, Salaki. It means his or him. So it's not going to say and he's something his, and he's something him. You're not going to find that. And he hit him, right? It's not going to be and he hit him. All that ain't going to be in one word, right? The hit him would be in one word. And it'll be written like, and hit, and he hit him, or and hit he him, right? So it'll be waya, the word hit, and then and then him at the end, or and he. So it'll be wa, and the root word for he, which is hawa'a, and then hit, and then with the character Y at the end. Now I know that's a whole lot, you know what I mean? But there's many different ways to do it, but it won't be like this. So whenever you see this, a ya at the beginning, Y at the end, it means they. That's what it's saying. It's saying they. Is to indicate they. Now sometimes you won't see the word, you won't see the character ya at the beginning, and it will still mean they. Because we write slang. I don't know if y'all can see some of this I'm putting up here. Because we write slang. That's the way we write. We write slang, we speak slang. All right? So it's saying and, they, and then you have the word taza'ah, right? In this case, because we have a ya right here, we would have to look up and see what's okay. Let me rephrase it. This for y'all, this for the beginners. We have two characters left, and it's usually no two-character root words. There are, but it's more three-character root words, four-character root words. You do have two-character root words as well, but it's usually three. So it's either something dropped off of this, meaning we didn't have to write it, like we didn't have to write the character. So then we would have to know what this word is. The great thing about it is in the kingdom, we will know all these root words. Like we would know, it would be easier because we would know if this dropped off. We would already know it because our root words or our regular words are so simple, right? But since we got to learn it like a baby, then we got to learn how to speak, and we got to learn the actual what words are. Just like you tell a baby, you hungry, you want some eat, and they like, yeah, but they can't write eat, they can't spell eat. You know what I mean? They can barely say eat, but they understand what you're saying. So we got to learn how to communicate, and then we learn the words, just like a baby. They go to school to learn the actual words, how to spell, how to say the word, what this word means. But they can clearly have your 6-year-old can have a conversation with you. But he can't spell a goddamn thing that he just said, right? We all know that. Or she can't spell anything. You know what I mean? You ask him, what does this word mean? What does the mean? Son, daughter. They probably can't really tell you, but they know how to speak. So we learn how to communicate and we're learning words. So what I'm showing you now is the communication part is, when you see this and that, like we're literally learning how to read and talk. And yes, how to read and talk at one time. So with reading, you got to learn what you're reading. You got to learn what it's saying, and you got to learn what the words are, how to pronounce the words. We're doing all that in one. All right? So with that being said, when this word is waya taza'awa. Wa at the beginning of a root word means and. Ya at the beginning of a root word, it means he. But since there's a Y at the end, we know that it's saying they. Alright? Now you got two characters left. So now we got to find out what this word means. Right? So the word is yataza'ah, which is an actual word. Yataza'ah is an actual root word. So in this case, it goes back to the example which I gave you. I didn't give you an example. I just explained it a little bit. When I said you'll see wa at the end of a word, and it won't have a ya at the beginning, but it'll still mean they. This is that example because this ya is part of this root word right here. These three letters are the root word. Yataza'ah, which means to go forth. Went forth, to go forth. Right? So that's what this word is yataza'ah, and it means went forth or go forth. Right? So we did wa, which is and. Then you got yataza'ah, which is went forth. Right? Went forth. And then you got Y at the end, which is they. So this is how it is. So you got Y, and then you have this word right here. Ya, Taza, Ah. Y Yataza'a, and they went forth. Because it wouldn't be and they go forth, which is what Yataza'a also means. They go forth. Go forth, went forth. Because you can say go forth unto the land of such and such. You know, I mean, that's old Quaker English, so we gotta just sort of bear with that old heathenistic language, right? So, Wayataza'a, and they went forth, right? So, and you're gonna notice this in Hebrew that because English is a bastard language and English is backwards, we have to jump around. We gotta start at the beginning of the word, identify a word at the end of the word, then go back to the middle of the word. It's like a bunch of jumping around because it's God's holy language that we're breaking down into a bastard tongue. So it's not our Hebrew is wrong, it's English is stupid. Like all this jumping around is because English is dumb. It's not because the language it's not our language is a weird language. English comes from Japheth. The white man just stole it. So this is a Japhetic language that makes no damn sense for real because it's from a heathen. And it's not our spirit. It's like, why the hell I got why can't all this be in one word? Why I got to write a whole sentence to say, and they went forth? Why can't I just make that one word, which is like it is in our language? So with that being said, we got to jump around to squeeze this holy language into a bastardized, heathenistic tongue. So, and they went forth. Wayataza'a, and they went forth. Right? So that's the first word. So I'm going to give y'all a chance to get that written down. And then we're going to move on to the next word. So while y'all writing that down, I'm going to read some of this out of the lesson book, the Biblical Hebrew Text and Workbook. And I'm going to just read to y'all what they wanted us to do, even though we just did it on our own. I'm going to read it to you. So it says, lesson 11, Genesis 12 and 5, Wayataza'a, Lalakva, Aratazah, Kana'ai, Wayaba'awa, Aratazah, Kana'ai. So 11 and 1 says, lesson 11 and 1 says verb analysis. And it wants us to break down the word Wayataza'a. It says, how do you determine the root? We determine the root by identifying the connectors, the beginning words. Like Y at the beginning, and then Yah, which we thought was he, because whenever we see a Yah at the beginning of the root word, it means he. But then we see the Y at the end, which means they. So we said and they, but then we was left with two characters, and we know that it's not a lot of 2-character root words. It's more 3-character root words, and then next is the 4-character root words. Then you have 2-character root words, all right? So more than likely it wasn't a 2-character root word. And even if it was, we would have to identify what it was, seeing that we learn the language, again, like kids. Like even as a baby, you learn apple, orange, car, daddy, mommy, hungry, eat, shoes, sleepy, tired, grandma, auntie, food, teeth, foot, right? All tummy, pamper. Once your diaper change, you wet, you learn what that is. We don't know now. Now we know that in communication, but as a child, you don't know what the word apple ever looked like until somebody showed it to you in school. And you ate apples 1,000 times. You want applesauce? You can't spell applesauce. You don't know what it looks like in the book. Right. So that's how we would have to figure out what this is. So when we went to go figure it out, now I already did all this stuff. In the lesson, I would have just looked it up for y'all online on the screen, and we all would have did it together, and we all would have looked it up. But I just did it for y'all just because it's a recap, and then we're gonna continue forth with the further lessons, right? So Yataza'a is the root word. Yataza'a is the root word, right? And Yataza'a is a root word that means go forth or went forth. So I just want to draw the lines down here just like I did for the rest of it. Means go forth or went forth, right? So this Y at the end is saying they, and then your Taza means went forth, and they went forth. Alright? Now in Hebrew, because our language is right to left, I actually want to make this arrow a lot bigger because I want it to just be set off to the side because that's very important that we know that our language reads right to left. Alright, that's very important that we know this. Alright, our language reads right to left. And this is the lesson we're in. We're in lesson number 11. Alright, so from right to left and went forth there. That's correct. That's how you speak. That's how you're supposed to talk. You're supposed to say the action, then the noun. The verb, then the noun. What happened, then who it happened to. Because when you come up to somebody and there's a situation, ring, hey, shalom, cat, what's going on? Yeah, this is what happened. Or the captain calls you, your camp leader call you. Hey, shalom, hey, Marab, what's going on? He didn't say, hey, who did it happen to? If something happened to anybody, that's not how it goes. That is how we talk. That's correct. English is from the heathen. Nobody calls and say, yo, hey, is people there? Okay, is something happening to them that nobody does that? It's usually, yo, what the hell is going on down there? Is anything good? What's up with the kids? Why they yelling? You want to know what happened first. And then you ask, well, who did it? Who hit who first? And that's how you're supposed to talk. This is talking correctly. I know we've been slaves for so long that we just think whatever is going on in America is perfect and right and upright and it's supposed to be like that. And where's my Christmas gift? And Happy New Year in the middle of the winter. And Thanksgiving, even though everybody got murdered. It's like we are not used to being upright and being correct. All right, we're not used to fighting demons. We're not used to having integrity. We're not used to not being weak, not taking gifts, not accepting whatever the hell somebody gonna give us to make us happy. We ain't used to getting gamed up. We're not used to being an adult.
Right.
The general said it so good when he said you gotta actually parent. What he's really saying is you gotta be a damn adult about the situation. You can't be a kid with a child because kids can't raise kids. You gotta be the adult in the situation. It's just like a camp leader. A camp leader is like your adult that you have when you're coming out the world as a kid. You got somebody that you can call with your problems and your issues the way you went to mommy and daddy when your toe was hurt, when your thumb and your tummy hurt. And that's that's a metaphor, but that's how it is. Go ahead.
I could real quick, right? I peeped something when brother shot correct the sister, right? And you know the state of our people in America as far as fathers go, but every day be like, you're not my dad, you're not my dad. Mm-hmm. And I just thought about it like in all seriousness, and I was like, what the hell is your dad? If your dad is telling you to do something, is he telling you to do it out of love, or is he telling you to do it to harm you? So when you tell a brother that he not your dad, and a brother got love for you, is it not like it being your father? What if your father wasn't there your whole life, and you only got your mama? You asked your mom everything. Your daddy wasn't there to answer your question. So if he was there to tell you to do something or not to do something, you're gonna go, I'm not gonna listen to you because you wasn't there. Exactly. So then you get a husband and then he's there and he tells you, don't wear that or don't do this. You tell him, you're not my dad.
And here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you something that General Hyman said. Big shout out to General Hyman, if I may. He said if your father was there, you would hate him. Right. I remember that class clear as day. Like, damn, because I was thinking that, like, damn, man, I want my dad to be there some more, man. And then I thought about it, like, damn, if he was there to tell me not to do all the other stuff I actually did, right, I would probably hate him. I would probably hate him and say, nigga this, nigga that, something. You know what I mean? You did this, you did that, trying to blame him for stuff he did in his life. So really, what they saying in their spirit is, I don't like when my dad tell me nothing. And you ain't even him, nigga. So you ain't gonna tell me anything. Right. It's like you can tell that they despise. A lot of women definitely despise correction. Right. But brothers are so feminine, they despise the correction too. But man, Pooh Shiesty, he said he like that because his mama raised him. He said he ain't the way he should be because his mama raised him. Right. And that is something heavy. Like, you ain't the way you should be because your mama raised you. If your daddy was raising you, you'd be a little bit different.
Right.
A lot of brothers who had their father in their life, whether it was for a couple months at a time, a couple days at a time, they have something in them that is different from a man who mama completely raised him.
Right.
And I can't explain what it is. It's more so, it's manhood.
Right.
That's what it is. It's manhood. It's like, and it seemed like the less your father wasn't there, it seemed like the less manhood certain brothers have. It's like, now I don't know. I'm just trying to break it down. General Muhammad can break it down to you better and all the way, correct and to the T. But that's what it seems like. It seems like, okay, this brother ain't the way he should be because maybe he had too much time with his feminine counterpart, his mother,
right,
instead of the man he needed in his life to make him not emotional, to make him not, the things that weak or feminine men have. Go ahead. Those qualities. Go ahead.
If I could, it's heavy because it's like, mommy, everybody know your mom will let you do basically whatever you want to do. Or if
Right.
you're supposed to get in trouble, she can't really stop. That's the one part. Then the other part is like having a man around teach you how to deal with being around other men. Because when your mom deal with a man and things don't go her way or whatever, she got to use her voice and try to cuss a man out. And she got to kind of lose her mind to defend herself. You see what I'm saying? That's how she knows how to defend herself. But as another man, you give another brother a look like, do that again. You just give him a look. Shut the whole situation down. You know what I'm saying? Like the other day, my niece, she running around being a little terror or whatever. I ain't hit her. I got in her face.
I'm going to put the next word up on the board, y'all. Go ahead.
And I said, hey, don't do that no more. And the look on her face, she was scared as hell because, like, it's just different when a man talking to you than reverse when the mom talking to you or when a sister talking to you because a lot of times they yell and don't do nothing. A brother say something to a child and it's just like, the world that came down. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to do that ever again. It's a lot.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I got to give you a hand. It's like, give everybody give this brother is powerful, man. If I may, you brought out something too about listening to a mom. But I think, now this is my own personal opinion, but it seems like a mother is like, after a while, she can't hurt you.
Right.
It's like a child thinks mommy can do something to me, but she can. When you're a baby, she can give you a beating. What you gonna do to her? Can't beat your mom. But then there's an age where you can beat her up. Even the sisters. When a sister will listen to her mom up until she feels though I put these hands on my mom. And what's that, 13, 14,
right.
15? When all the men is complimenting her, she got a couple fights under her belt.
Right.
She feel like she'll snatch her mama wig off. And that's when her and the mom start having problems. And a man, when a mom is like, okay, I'm not gay, so mom, you beating me. I mean, come on. I'm not even gonna let you beat me.
Right.
It's like, it's that type of feeling like I'm not gay, I'm not feminine, I'm a man, I fight men, mommy. I don't know if you know that, I fight men now, mommy. It's like, but then the father, no matter how old you get, is always the possibility of him breaking all your bones in your body.
Right.
It's all because you know that you nice with it, but then you gotta think, well, where the hell I get it from?
Right.
You know what I mean? A sister is like, all right, my mom is cool, but I think I can beat my mom because I'm young and she's a little bit older now, But her father is like, what she gonna do to her dad? She gonna step to her dad and get her jaw broke?
Right.
You know what I mean? Her brothers are slamming her the hell around. Her son is the same way. You gonna step to your dad and what's gonna happen to you? He's gonna break your bones. He's been in jail 80 years. You gonna fight him? You know what I mean? Just like the movie Baby Boy. They depicted that movie perfectly. The relationship between a black male that's younger and his father figure. It's like the father figure is like, I'll put these hands on you. He like, well, nigga, I'll put my hands on you too. But at the same time, one got more experience, got more battles, got more seasoning under his belt when it comes to warfare. And it's like, son, I can hurt you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's always that possibility in your mind when dealing with a father that this father can still correct me. No matter what. If I'm grown and I become a man, even though I can correct him with hands, he's gonna check me with knowledge.
Right.
Like, and there's always that possibility of a father, correcting you. And I believe that that's why a lot of sisters, say, you ain't my dad. And then a lot of brothers despise correction because it's like you have to fold under. Now, with that being said, right, the next word that we're going to be doing, the wada the wap, all right? So now, the next word that we did, remember we breaking down Genesis, the 12th chapter. A part of the 12th chapter in the Hebrew is what we're doing, actually. That's the lesson. The Hebrew is Wayataza Awa, Lalaptha, Arataza, Kana'ain, Wayaba Awa, Arataza, Kana'ain. So we did Wayaba Awa, now we're doing Lalaptha, right? Laki. I usually say Lalaka, but this is Lalak.
Oh, that's them two together.
Right, because this is the root word right here, Lalakta. Right? Because of the thigh at the end is like the tense to it, right? Like past, present, future tense, right? Because it doesn't have we'll get into all of that, right? So now they're asking us to break down this word. Now I'm gonna read to you. This is 11 and 2. It says, you need to separate at least one letter from the word to find the root. So we already know naturally we're going to identify what's going on. We see la at the beginning of a word. We know it means two. So this is the character la, right? La, it means two. So I'll put it down here, the actual, what we're breaking down. La, lak, tha. T-H-A, right? Now underline it. I got you go. So I want to underline the whole thing. We'll underline each part that we break down. So now we're about to do la, first la, right here. It's la means two, two or four, right? So this first one is two. And if it's not two, well, once we start reading, then we'll go into the next thing that it means, which is like four. All right. So two, and then you got lak tha. Now, if we was in the kingdom, we would already know that lakaf would not be this root word, right? I'm not sure if it's a root word that is lakaf, but we know that lak and tha at the end of the root word means something. We know that this right here means something. So this would be pretty much like the next way we would identify. I was going to fix it real quick. We would identify tha, right? Because we know that tha means something. Like we would already know. We would have already have learned this word lak and tha, right? So we would identify tha. We know that tha means something in Hebrew when it's at the end of a root word. It's usually a tense. But in this case, we'll try to find the root word. So say we didn't know that. We just was looking for the root word. I'm not sure if it's a word lakav that means anything in Hebrew. But like I said, if we was like doing a lesson before, seeing that this is a recap, I ain't gonna pull it up on the screen, but we would have just did it in class on the screen, looked it up. And we would have came to find out that this lalak, or this lak right here, comes from the root word halak. Comes from this root word right here, halak. Alright? Halak comes from this root word right there, halak. And that root word means go, means walk. Go, walk, went. Right, so it means all these different things. Go, walk, went. So that is the root word. So, of course, ha dropped off because ha is a weak character, is used for a lot of different things. The means the, is used as of. So it has a different meaning. It also has a meaning at the end of the root word. Alright? So it's a weak character, it's something that can drop off of a word. Imagine if you could take letters out of a word to make so you don't gotta write so much. Just think like an Israelite. I don't gotta write pina colada. I don't gotta write that whole word, so I can just put colada and take the whole pina off, and it still be the same thing. So this word means go, to go. Tausalaki. Let me put on here how you pronounce it. Lock. This is lock. L-A-K. Lock. To go. And then tha is the tense. How can I put that on here? So I'll underline this. Go. Alright. So tha is the tense, which we're about to read about. Alright. And it says you need to separate at least one letter from the word to find the root. We identified the first la, which meant two. It said an initial la can be a preposition meaning to, for, or but, right? Or to or for. It says, but tha is frequently a special ending as well. In this case, both are present. Why can you eliminate the lock as the root? So it asks us, why can we eliminate this as the root word, and then this just be some, the special ending. It says, whenever lock is left, meaning after we identified this first one, and then we got lock left. Whenever that's left, the root word is halak, which is right here. All right. And then it says verb analysis. It says, as in English, to before a verb usually indicates the infinitive, right? It says tha is a special infinitive ending for some verbs. So tha, this ending is also indicating to or for, right? So this is just what I will put here as a connector. It's like how I do ya. It doesn't have a word meaning. It's just a connector. To show, it's saying to do this, to go here. All right. This is a connector right here. And it's like it's like how you got the preposition to. You got like an ending that indicates to do something, to do this, or it's indicating the tense to it. All right. So I would just put connector right here. It doesn't have a word meaning. It's just a connector. All right. So now we're going to keep on going. It says, as in English, Hebrew infinitives have no PGA. It has no person, gender, or number. Right? So it's saying that it doesn't have an actual tense. And it doesn't have, like, person meaning first, second, third person. It doesn't have a gender, meaning male or female, first person masculine, second person masculine, third person masculine, meaning, I, he, or him, right? Or I, you, or he. And the same thing with a woman. With a woman, it's not I, you, or she, which is first, second, third person. If you know by English. When you're speaking in the first person, you said, I did this. You're speaking in second person, you saying, you did this. And third person, you snitching on somebody, you saying they did it over there, right? Now, with that being said, we're going to keep on going. So it doesn't have a person, gender, or a number, all right? It says, what is this term? In the special feature column, put preposition la. Any letters left unaccounted for? No. All right. So it's a preposition. Go ahead.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. No sign of Christ. Be good on time. So it's a preposition. It goes with the preposition la. Is a connector. It is the same thing. All right. So now it has like no word meaning. It's just a connector. The same way ya connects the subject to the preposition. All right. Like gabar ya Allah. Go ahead.
So what about the thigh then? What's going on with it?
Is a connector. Just like Yah is a connector. Like Alahaya now.
Yeah.
Alahaya is power or God, and then Nawa is our. The Yah in the middle just connects them two. It's just used in right. It's like it just connects them. It's the same way it's like in writing.
So it don't mean nothing?
Yeah, it doesn't have a word meaning. It means something. It doesn't have a word meaning though. It means that Gabar and Allah are connected. Power of God.
So
You know
like,
what I mean?
so the thigh is
A warrior for the Lord. It's connecting them. Go ahead.
So like, is the thigh connecting them two, or the next word?
No, it's connecting is a preposition. I'm just saying it's like a connector. When I put connector up here, it's just something that I use to show that it doesn't have a word meaning. It's sort of used the way Yah is used to connect words. You know what I mean? It connects these two. It's saying to go. It's actually used just like this. It's an ending to show that it's saying to go, to do something. It's just like la, is what it was saying in the book. It's just like la, is that type of ending. It's just like a connector. It don't have a word meaning. It doesn't mean to go, but it's used as that way. Go ahead.
So that's changing it from just being regular go, walk, or went. Like,
Okay, it's not changing it. Go, walk, or went. It's saying right. It sort of does change it because it's saying to go, to do this. But that's what la is for. La is saying la is the one that's saying to go.
Right.
This is the preposition that goes with it.
And then you drop the week. The high is week. So you drop.
Wait, what high? Oh yeah, right. We dropped this off. We dropped off high because we don't have to write. Remember, we ain't about to write 1,000 words for one paragraph.
Right.
Especially if you made up the writing, you can write it the way you want to do it.
Right.
So we have letters that can drop off. We got letters that we don't have to write.
Right.
When I say drop off, meaning we have letters. These are called characters because they're pictures of things. Each one of our letters is a picture of something. So I'm just saying letter for people in the world that's coming into the truth, and they need to dumb it down. But our letters we don't have to write every single letter in certain words because it's not the main part, or it's used a lot, so it'll be confusing. You know what I mean? Like having to say ha halak to mean the walk. The walk we had earlier, ha halak, you wouldn't want to have to do that. You would just say halak, and you wouldn't have to write the first ha.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's made for us. It's made to be simpler for us. Adam made it simple. This is how his language is, and I love it. You know what I mean? Because now we ain't got to write 2 hours on a damn paragraph. Because remember, what did the first word mean? And they went forth. And that would be a whole sentence in English.
Right.
And then we would have to write this to go. When all we write is letters, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, just together. They went forth, and then boom, 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 without having to write a full, sentence.
I see what you're saying. So
all right, Most High Christ. No, go ahead.
So if I could, because the law means two and stuff like that, they eliminate the need for two to be like la and then like 3 other characters.
Right, because this does mean two.
Right. In English, la by itself wouldn't have really meant, like the L by itself don't really mean nothing.
Right. This is like the tense for it. It doesn't have a word meaning. It's just showing that they did it. I would have to go into tenses and show you. Like I said, I will pull it up online and just show everybody, but we'll do that moving forward with the next class. Like I said, it's just a recap. So usually I would go into the tenses and find all the different things, you know what I mean? But or not find, but just pull them up. Well, I can say find them for you, right? So, and that's what we'd do. We'd just show everything. But just like I did classes where I broke down Yah being the connector or being used as a connector. Connector is what I made up for. What I'm saying is like a connector. It doesn't have a word meaning though. It just has a meaning, like a significant meaning. This is actually like a preposition meaning. It goes along with la, so to speak, right? And it goes along with to go. So it's a prepositional meaning, as a prepositional meaning instead of like a word meaning or a number meaning. All right? Just like yom. The word yom has a number meaning. Means more than one man. Right? Wafyan. that those two together have, it means more than one woman. It has a number meaning. Certain words that we call connectors, or that I call connecting words, or connecting characters, some have number meanings, some have past, present, or future tense meanings. Meaning you said it and it's saying when you say it or add these characters at the end of the word, it means that happened in the past tense, or this is going to happen, or this is happening right now. So it has a tense. Then you got prepositional meanings. Just like Yah, Alahaya Nawa, Alahaya Nawa, Alahaya Wa, Abba Yanawa. The Yah is just saying it's just connecting our with Father. Abba Yanawa, right? Or Abba Yawa. Abba Yawa would be better. Abba Yawa. Because you can just say Abba now. You need Abba Yanawa. But you do see Abba Yawa, right? Meaning his father. So that Yah, it has a prepositional meaning. And Yah also has a word meaning. It means he when it's at the beginning of a word. When it's at the end of a word, it means my. And it also has a number meaning, meaning more than one man. Banya. So certain characters have a number meaning, certain ones have prepositional meanings, certain ones have a tense meaning, so to speak. I hope that ain't too much, was it?
No.
Alright, most I
see what you're saying.
Now, I hope I broke that down good for everybody that's online who may be new. Alright? So now with that being said, alright, let's move forward. So now we got that up on the board, and this is what it means. It means to go. Alright? So we got and we went forth to go. So like and they went forth to go. Waya Taza'awa Lalaka, and they went forth to go. Alright? So now we're gonna get into the next one. We got any questions online? I wanna not get anybody's question online. And I'll give y'all a quick example, just like I was saying. The word Abba, you got Abba, which means father, right? And I think I did this last week too. Abba. Then you got Abba Nawa. Nawa is a number meaning. And also is a word meaning. It means we, us, or our. We / us / our. Mean you can pick it either one. Our father. In this case, we father or us father wouldn't make any sense. But this character is Nawa. These two characters. Nawa. Jam that up at the end, right? So Nawa. But then you also have the word Abba, which is father, and then you got Yah, and then you got Wa. Abba meaning father. Yah is what I would consider just a connector, just to make it easy. And then you got Y at the end, which means his father. And a Yah right here is just a connector. It's a connector just to connect his with father. That's his father. Alright? Another good example, like I said to Astawat earlier, is Alahaya Nawa. La, Ha. Then you got Ya. And Alahaya is an actual word, right? But then you got Alahaya come, which means your father, right? We give you another one that's good that we always say, right? Bunyua. How about that? We do this one. Because Alahaya is an actual word, right? It means power or God. So we can do Bun Yua. Bun, Ya, and then Wa. son, and then you got his. And then you still have Yah used as a connector. Or what I would call a connector. Bunyua. Alright, his son. Alright. So that's just a couple of examples of what I mean by a connector. I mean, I call it a connector because it's used as a connector. Or it has some type of meaning where it's not part of the actual word. It doesn't have a word meaning, so to speak. Right? Now, with that being said, let's move on. So the next one is 11 and 3. Aratazah Kana'ai. Alright? So now we at the part Aratazah Kana'ai. So Wayataza Awa Lalakva Aratazah Kana'ai. Wayaba Awa Aratazah Kana'ai. So now we at the first Aratazah Kana'ai. So we're gonna put that up there. Get that off the board for y'all real quick. Do we have any questions online?
Check. Last, sir.
Oh, Salaki, I forgot. Gotta put the high again. Alright. And then we'll break down Kana'ai next, right? Because I don't want to put, I do got a little bit of space I can move over here and put up Kana'ai. Wait, I don't want it to look like one word. Let's give it a little bit more room. We're going to smush Canaan over here. Alright? So this is a name. This is Canaan. Right? Lock it. You put it over here. Ka. Na. Ain. Alright? It just means Canaan. This is the actual name. So that was easy. We can just write that up there for now. That don't even take nothing, right? Now, the word Aratazah. Alright? I'll put it down here. Ra. Tazah. With the H at the end, right? Aratazah. This comes from the root word Salaki. I'll write it up here as well. But this comes from the root word Aratazah. Alright, so Aratazah is the actual root word. Let me write it over here so I can put what it means for y'all. Aratazah. Alright. Now, Aratazah means land, ground, earth. It means something else too, I forgot. Alright. Land, ground, earth. All those different things. That's what it means. Land means ground, it means earth. This is the root word, Aratazah. That's where this comes from, right? So you got Aratazah. So we know that this word up here is Aratazah. Lock here. So I forgot how I was doing it. Alright. Aratazah, which means earth. Right? Oh, Slocky. I think I'm going to put this in the parentheses. I'm trying to remember how I've been doing it, y'all. Slocky. So I forgot. So Aratazah means earth or ground, either one, but we'll use earth for right now. As a matter of fact, it might be better to use land since we got Canaan with it. More than likely, it's saying the land of Canaan, right? So land is what it's saying. So now you also have ha at the end. And remember what I said, whenever we speak about the land, it's always in feminine. It always has that ha at the end. So we're going to read a little bit about this ha at the end and what it's used for, all right? So it asks us in 11:3, it says, Arataza Kana'ai. It says Arataza means, we know it means earth, land, or ground, right? In this case, we chose land because we know what the word Canaan means, which it says it right here. Kana'ai means Canaan, all right? It says it in the book. It says, notice the ha at the end of the word Arataza. It says an extra ha, unaccented, final ha on a noun can be added to denote motion toward a place, and it's called ha directive, which we don't need none of that, Amalek garbage. It is usually translated to or toward. So this is saying to or toward. So Arataza means land, right? And then this ha at the end would be toward. I'm just putting it down here just to match up top. So this ha is, it would be over here, so I'll have to move this over. Which I'll do, there's no sweat. So I'll start with this, I'll put it over here. This ha right here, meaning toward. Toward, right? Boom, and then these characters right here would be land. Alright? Or in this case, land of. Of isn't there because it's already known, but in English it will be there. Alright, in English it will be the land of Canaan. But in Hebrew, there's no need to put it. Alright, so it'll be Arataza. Arataza. And this is how you pronounce it. Arataza. So the ha, that's what I was going with Salakia, y'all. I was actually writing what it meant, like how you pronounce each one. Right? But in this case, I'll leave it alone for now. So Arataza would mean land or land of, and ha at the end would denote toward. Toward the land of Canaan. Once again, the doesn't have to be written in Hebrew because it's automatically known. There's another thing that we, that will help us not have to write a million words. It's already assumed that it's saying the land of Canaan. We don't actually have to sit up there and write that. The land of Canaan, toward the land of Canaan, right? So I'll leave it just like this because this is how it'll be in Hebrew. But in English, it'll be toward, and I'll put this over here in parentheses because this is going to be written in English, but it's not going to be written in Hebrew. It's not written in Hebrew because it's not needed. Toward the land of, all right? So, and this is how it'll be in English, right? The land of toward the land of, or how can I say it? I said it right. The land of toward Canaan, all right? Or land toward Canaan. That's how it'll be in Hebrew. Land toward Canaan, right? So, or in this case, toward the land of Canaan. I'm trying to get it in a way where y'all can understand it without confusing everybody. But I'm trying to say it for you how it's written in Hebrew. Because it's actually, like when we say it in Hebrew, this is actually what it means, toward the land of Canaan. How it's written in Hebrew is land toward Canaan. And I'll say it for you in Hebrew. Wayataz awa, and they went forth. Lalakta, to go. Aratazah, land toward Canaan, right? Or the thought to go to, right? Lalakfa, to go to, right? For that prepositional tha at the end. To go to land toward Canaan, or the land toward Canaan, or to the land of Canaan. All right. Either way, you know what we're saying, but in Hebrew it will be written this way, even though it's going to be understood this way. So even though it's written in Hebrew, land toward Canaan, and even though it's written that way, it's still going to be understood toward the land of Canaan. Now, like I said, we breaking this down, learning it as kids, trying to learn our language again, sort of. As a metaphor. Of course, we're not actually children, but as a metaphor, it's like we children because of our understanding, our level of understanding of our language.
Right.
When I read it, how it's written in Hebrew, it's actually still going to be understood this way. If we was in our land, we would know Aratazah, Kana'ai means toward the land of Canaan. Toward the land of Canaan. All right. Now, with that being said, everybody should have that. We going to. Can I get a time check, Ashley Watt? Matter of fact, I gotta check my phone real quick. I'm gonna check it real quick since I'm right here. 8:30. Right. And we got a tiny bit more. We definitely gonna get all of this in tonight, because it's only literally one more word, and then it's the same thing that repeats. The land of Canaan, toward the land of Canaan, or the land of Canaan, right? Because this is how it is. This is how it's written in Hebrew. This is how it's spoken. Wayataza'awa, lalakfa, arataza, kana'ain, wayaba'awa, arataza, kana'ain. All right? Now, those few little words, because we don't know our language, those few little bit of words may seem like a lot, but we literally said what? We said 7 words. And in those 7 words, what we said was, well, I'll give it to you at the end. But right now, what we said was, and they went forth to war, and they went forth to go to the land of Canaan. Right? And that was just 3 words. We said 3 words, which meant, and they went forth to go to the land of Canaan. Or to go toward the land of Canaan. All right? And they went forth to go to the land of Canaan. Now, also, I meant to tell y'all this too. This will make it a lot easier. I believe they're going to break this down. Oh, yeah, all right, we already read it. It's this part right here. The ha at the end is usually toward or to. And they went forth to go. I put up here toward. We could have also just used to as well, which probably would have been easier for a lot of people to understand. And they went forth to go to the land of Canaan. To go and then to the land of Canaan. That would have been a lot easier for everybody to understand. So it would have been land of to Canaan. Or to land of Canaan. That would have been easier. To land of to Canaan, or land to Canaan, which is really literally what we wrote. We wrote land to Canaan in Hebrew. Those are the words, but it's still going to be understood as to the land of Canaan. All right, because when you said aratazah, instead of aratazah, that is to emphasize to, or the motion toward, right? To the land of Canaan. With that being said, we're going to keep on going. I hope everybody got it. I hope none of this is too confusing for anybody. We ain't going too fast enough. Let me check. I want to check and see if we got any questions online. Well, everybody should pretty much have this down, but we had it up on the board for a minute. All right. No sweat. So Most High in Christ. So now let's keep on going. Hold on. that's the lock. I don't know what happened, brother. Is this joint plugged up? This computer?
To what? The power?
Yeah.
Come.
It just did something. All right, I'm gonna check online and see what happened.
Oh, I see.
I don't know if I jammed up. Maybe the cord came out or something. I don't know. Something might have jammed up. Let me check the class and make sure it's good. Cause I didn't hit something, y'all. So like I hit something button by accident. The whole damn screen went black. All right, we straight.
It's still up?
Yeah, we straight.
All right, we back.
To go toward the land of Canaan, to go to the land of Canaan is all the same thing. And that's what that ha represented at the end. All right? So now, the next thing that they want us to break down is, Slaki, we got a little bit more on this. So it said, what is the relationship of Aratazah to Canaan? The Aratazah was saying the land of Canaan. Slaki asked the walk and said something went wrong. On here, let me just check and see. See if we good.
It's too wild on this side.
All right, we good on this side.
Come.
Sure.
I gotta uncast it and recast it. Because that's old.
Oh, all right.
It's too wild on this side, though.
Sure.
You can check.
I'm checking right now. It's still look like exposed. Oh, okay. Maybe that's just my phone freezing up. All right. So now it asks, what was the relationship of Aratazah to Canaan? Aratazah was land of, or to the land of Canaan. It was saying go to the land of Canaan, or going to the land of Canaan, or just showing that it's saying to the land of Canaan. It says, note that the ha at the end, note that the ha can be placed on the construct noun just as any other preposition could be placed on the front of that noun. So it's saying, notice that ha was placed at the end, the same way that any other preposition would be placed on the front. Because remember, ha went to the land or toward the land. All right? And it says, translate the phrase toward the land of Canaan or to the land of Canaan. All right. So it was saying, notice that even though it was at the end, just like any other preposition would have been placed on the front, it was placed at the end. So they just throw that in there just to help unconfuse us. All right. So the next word that we're going to be breaking down is wayaba'awa. All right. So wayataza'awa lalakta aratazah kana'ain. Wayaba'awa aratazah kana'ain. All right. So now the word is wayaba'awa. Now here's one thing that we should know. We should know this, right? Because when you start really getting into the Hebrew, you're going to have certain questions about certain things, and it's going to play on your mind, not necessarily to go against anything, right? I was going to put a yah right here too. Not necessarily to go against anything, but more so the wonder of how the hell did they know any of this? It's going to be like, well, how the hell what makes them right? The hell is this our language? How the hell do they even know it? And then you'll think about history. They just think about the history of how, like what the Lord did was so amazing, right? And this is something that us as slaves, we sort of do this. It's like, I know I did it. It's like when I first came into the truth, even before the truth, when you think about slavery, right? You think, damn, we hopped off the boat and our culture was gone. Proof, we don't remember nothing. We're not speaking Hebrew, I guess that died on the way over here, huh? So no more we have no language. We don't know what the hell we're saying, but we struggling to understand English. That's how it was. It was like foggy in my mind, like the story of slavery. Like, oh, we hopped off the boat. Okay, we don't know nothing no more of who we are, who we used to be. We don't know how to speak, and we're trying to learn English. That's the way they make it seem to us. And like they don't give us any background. So you're gonna have to like in a world you might not really think about, damn, what language did we speak when we hopped off the boat? You might just replace it with, oh, it's some African language. But think about it. We were Israelites living in Africa. That don't mean we became Africans. Like we were in Africa speaking Hebrew. How was the same time we were going in slavery? How the hell was the Bible being translated in Hebrew?
Right.
Nobody ever and that's what I mean by these questions going to rise in your head, and history is the answer. The Bible say the earth helped the woman. That's an excellent scripture. Can you pull that for me too? Go ahead. You can ask your question because I gotta write this up here anyway.
If I could, what's heavy about what you're saying is, once I understood the Jews was black and I seen them maps in the back of the Bible, the rest of life started to make sense. I'm like, oh, y'all took these people and eliminated them out the picture and just said that they were somebody else. That's the only way that white Jesus can exist. The white Jews can exist. It make the Muslims make sense. It make what the Africans do make sense. Like the Bible put everything back in its proper place, and that's what people don't understand about like the Bible. Like the way our oppressor explained it, it don't make sense. So as Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, we run around confused.
Like listen. What you said is so heavy. Like we don't know anything how we walk around.
Right.
We walk around just like you said, like we confused. Like our mind is cloudy. And I thought what you saying is so heavy because when we ask blacks and Hispanics their nationality, one simple thing, we get a ton of different answers.
Right.
It's like ask a Chinese man, what's your nationality? They gonna say Chinese. Ain't none of them gonna say, oh, I'm a Hindu. I'm a Buddhist. And if they do say that, at least they all gonna agree on their race. We don't know what's your nationality? Oh, African American. I'm African American. What nation of Africa you come from? I don't know. It's like we don't even agree on our own race. When we think about it, it's like, okay, there's a mesh. Here's the thing with slavery. It's like they promoted like some giant mesh pot of a bunch of dirty, different people from different places in this one little stinky land. And they bring us over here butt naked with sheets around our balls and our private parts. And we don't know nothing, and the white man teaches slavery and he beat us, and now we got America today. That's how slavery is. It's never really anything. It's like they don't break down anything. It's like, yeah, we rounded y'all up from this dirty part of Africa, we got y'all from that dirty part of Africa, we put y'all all together, dragged y'all over here, y'all was butt naked and stuff. We beat y'all, we put clothes on y'all pick cotton. Hey, celebrate Christmas. It's like they skip a whole goddamn, I mean, hey, sir, you want to break something down, sir? No, you gotta go get that. Oh, Most High in Christ. It's like they break down that whole, they skip a ton of stuff. They don't go into anything. And with that being said, when you go to do this language, certain things is like, okay, well, why is the language, why I gotta jump around and break that? That don't make sense to me. And it's because, one, English is not our language. It's a bastard, heathenistic language of a nasty people that would never be God's people. So you're taking God's holy language and breaking it down so that heathens can understand it. Because we literally speaking like we're heathens. We think, our thinking process on reading and, speaking is on the level of the heathen. So it's like, all right, heathens, I need y'all to understand this. Why means and, this means that. It's like, so the heathen can understand it. But then when you start to do that, it'll make you say, well, why the hell? Wait a minute, is any of this true? Like, how do we know that Esau just ain't lying? Like, how do we know that this is that? Of course, the 7 heads broke everything down and did all the research. But then it's like, okay, well, since everything is true, thank God, how the hell did we keep it? I thought we got off the boat, didn't know nothing, was butt naked, got beaten. How do we understand any of this? Like, who kept it? How did we keep it? And then you say, oh, snap. What year did we go into slavery? Oh, damn. What year was the Bible translated? Oh, wait a minute. King James was King James while niggas was being slaves? That's how it goes. That's Israel. You ain't helping the niggas down the street, are you? You ain't helping the niggas 3 blocks over. You ain't helping them. You pull out your phone while the girl get raped. That happened in Philly, man. You pull out your phone, you ain't helping the niggas who love Lord Christ. Next door to you, you're not helping him. His house could be getting raided. You ain't running outside to save the day. You run outside like to be newsy. And just think about it. King James and them was the same way. We over here going on the boat. They over there translating the Bible. Years later, hundreds of years. I mean, like 100 years. What? 1492. They brought our Gadite brothers over there and our Reubenite brothers over there into slavery and our Taino brothers came and rounded us up. They were still ruling. They were still a power over there in England. The Bible was translated as we were getting beat, whack, pick the cotton, whack, getting raped. They were just translating the Bible. I thank the Most High for it. I definitely do. Because if they wasn't in power, we wouldn't have this. Trust me.
Right.
At least the Lord kept a portion that was going to get this job done. All right, so with that being said, now let's move on, right? But I wanted y'all to think about that for a second because when you start to really get into it, all those questions is going to pop up. Like, how is this? Why is that? You know. But that's the answer. Oh, can you give me the scripture? The earth helped the woman whenever you get ready. So, all right, so like, is everything to Wabaka? Y'all good? All right, no sweat. You got to uncover your head too. So, like, you got your head covered. All right, so let's do it. Wayaba Alo, right? So we'll put how to pronounce it down here. Wa, Ya, Ba, Wa. Right? Why at the beginning of a root word means and, means but, means a few different things. Why at the beginning of a root word means he. Right? We know these things already. Means he. He. Ba'ah is another root word, right? Ba'ah, we know is ba'wa'ah is the root word. We know that Y usually drops off, but before we get to that, let's notice this Y at the end. Remember, when Y at the end and Ya at the beginning means they. Saying they. So we can take this away because we know that these two are saying they. Alright? It means they, and now you got these two letters right here because I just put they under this. Just so you know that it's the same. These two are the same. These two mean they. So those two together means they. Right? So now you got ba'ah. Now, ba'ah is a root word, and a 3-letter root word is ba, wa, ah. Like I started to do my own little handwriting that I usually do. So like Bawa'a, and Bawa'a means come, came, like CAME, enter, right? Enter into. I'll put into in parentheses. Enter into. Or entered in, right? Or come in, came in, entered in, right? I'll put that up here too. Came in, come in, come in, came in, come into. All right, that's the root word. The root word is bawa'ah. So we know that this is saying came. Came or came in. And they came in. And they come in. Or they enter in. Or enter in and they enter into. So that's what that's saying. And that's easy. That was simple. That didn't even take long. This to break down is like nothing. Once you understand now, remember, y'all, we would have learned words first, more than likely. Salaki, we would have learned the communication first, the way we're learning it now. Think about it in the kingdom. You're teaching the child, you're going to teach them how to communicate. You're going to teach them how to read. So to learn how to read, you got to know the connectors that, because really, these put the whole thing together. These connecting words or characters, I'll say letters. These connecting letters, all right, they put this whole thing together. So now all you got to do is just find a root word. And once you get your vocabulary up, you'll know what the root word is. You know, this was Abba, right? If this is what Bun, meaning, or Bayath, give me another thing. The Most High's name, or Allahaya, meaning God, or give me something else that people always, this was Gabar, which means warrior, right? Or soldier or warrior, right? We will understand it. If it was our name in the middle, right? And they, give me something like ran or walked, then we knew simple words that we would understand it. If this is Ak or Akwa or Barak, if this was Waya Barak, right? And then Waya Barakwa, and they blessed, and then Barak would be blessed, and they blessed the Sabbath day, right? HaShabbat Yom, Waya Barakwa, Shabbat Yom, and they blessed the Sabbath day. Waya Barakwa, Shabbat Yom, and they blessed the Sabbath day. It would be easier if we knew more vocabulary words, which is why I usually been putting up the vocabulary at the beginning of class so we can know what we're going into. So now we'll break this down, right? Wa meant and, right? Ya and Y at the end both meant they. It's used to indicate they. And then Ba'ah was came or came in, or entered in, right? Or into. And they came in. Because remember what we wrote down first. Waya Taza Awa, and they went forth. Lalakta, to go. Aratazah, to the land. Oh, it's like Aratazah Kana'ain, to the land of Canaan. Waya Ba'awa, and they came in. And then now is going to be the next one we're going to break down. All right? So all of this is going to be easy. It's going to make sense, which is why I was teaching the connectors first. And let me tell you all this. Commander General Hada told me to teach this way. So this is proof, right? Commander General Hada told me, I literally asked him when I first got it what to do. I forgot what I was doing. I had to do something for the general, if I may, for Commander General Hada. It was like something small. I forget what it was. And I had to sit down and wait for a minute while he was, I think he was like on the phone. He was doing something. And when he got done, I was just like still sitting there. It was like Salaki. So and then we had to wait for something. I think he was waiting for the person to call back. And I had a chance just to ask him a few questions. And I think he said something like, "Oh yeah, see, I heard you got the Hebrew class," or something like that. And I had a chance to ask him, like, "Yeah, well, I don't really know what to do. How should I teach it?" So, you know what I mean? And he told me, he said, "Well, first you should start with the connectors, like the connecting words." He said, and then you should teach, like the like all the connectors would include the past, present, and future tense, all those different things, right? He said I should teach that first. And then he said you should teach the words afterwards. Because once you understand all this, it's better to, y'all should all have this. I'm going to give you an example on why he told me to teach this way. It's better to know how to write a sentence or know how to understand the sentence, but just not know every word. Because let me ask you something, Astawak. You know every word in the dictionary? No, I speak English though, right? You can read though, right? The general is a visionary. He's an absolute visionary. Because we can talk, but I damn sure don't know every word in the goddamn dictionary. So what does it matter if I know every word? It's better to understand what this means. What does this mean right here? And blank word, they. I can read, and so can you. If you understood that. And they. You just read. The word is missing though. And they did what? What did they do? You just how about this? I give you another one.
You said halak earlier. You just put halak in there?
I could put lock. I could put any regular root word.
What's the word for to speak?
Amar.
Bar.
Salaki, the bar.
Bar.
So as the Wak said, what was the word for speak? And we're gonna put it in there. And Y at the end, blank space. And which is Y.
They turned it, they spoke.
Yep.
Or they speak. They still speak.
Old Quaker English would be spake.
They speak.
English today would be spoke. But I could put the bar. Like you, I was about to write a bar. I mean an ah up there. I was about to put a mar. Even if I put a mar, it would be and they said. But since we going spoke, it would be the bar. Why? Yeah, the bar. And they spoke. And they spoke. Why at the bar? Now you can read and you can write. You can write it or read it, either or. So that's what the general said. He said, teach those first. You know what I mean? Teach the connecting words. Oh, I believe he said, teach the connectors, then teach the words, and then teach the tenses, past, present, future tense. So now we know how to change. Now we know how to write all that, and then we can change it into the future. And he shall speak. Past tense, and he spoke. Present tense, and he's speaking now. And that makes a ton of sense. All right. Let me check the time real quick. So we got 10 minutes now, right? So we did all that. Now let's do the last two. The last two is Arantazah Kana'an. Is the same thing again. Right? Arantazah Kana'an. All right. And then Canaan. So, I hope all this was clear. So, Arantazah, we already know. I'll put it back down here. This, I'll put the ha right here. I'll put ha, but I'll put it in parentheses. Just so y'all, it's because it's connected. And then Canaan, Kana'an. All right. Kana'an. So, Arantazah, what does this word mean? This word means land. Right? Land, we'll put land of. Well, we're going to do that yet. We're going to take it a step at a time. This word means land. What does Kana'an mean? This means Canaan. So, more than likely, it's saying land of Canaan. Or in this case, the would be in parentheses because it ain't actually there. I wrote that a little too close. It'll be the land. Right? And then with an of in parentheses, because neither one of these is here. The land of Canaan. Now, ha is at the end. What is this ha used to indicate? To or toward? To. The land of Canaan. Alright? To the land, and I guess the of Canaan will be over here. I'll keep it over here. It don't really matter. It ain't even in there. to the land of Canaan. Aratazah, land. And this how right here, to. It's like he said, the term to or the preposition to is usually on the front of the root word, but it was on the end in this one. The same way tha indicated the same sort of thing. All right. More so, I believe it was the tense. Though when you look into it, a lot of times you see tha is a tense, meaning past, present, and future tense. Right? Land of Canaan. So Canaan meant Canaan. We already know that. All right. So, what did we read? What did we break down? This is what we broke down, right? I'll read it straight. Wayataza'awa lalakfa arataza wayaba'awa arataza kana'ai. It's like I got jammed up because I wrote ba where I should have put ka on my paper. So it say lalab tha. It kind of threw me off. So like, All right, so look, I'm read it again. Wayataza awa lalakfa arataza wayaba'awa arataza kana'ai. Damn, man, I forgot to put Canaan up there too. Arataza kana'ai wayaba'awa arataza kana'ai. So, and this is what we wrote. And they went forth to go toward the land of Canaan, and they came to the land of Canaan. Give me Genesis 12 and 5. Let's see if what we did is correct. Baba Kushar, Genesis 12 and 5. All right, let's see if what we wrote is correct. See if what we translated is correct. And everybody should have this. This was very easy. So we're going to write it all out so y'all can have it broken down, and all put together and be on the board. You can just take a picture of it, freeze your screen. This is what you just broke down. This is what you just learned. I mean, we broke this down together. This is something that we all did. Because now you know what to do. So why Yaba'awa. Oh wait. Wayataza'awa. Right? Wayataza'awa. And I'll write under it how you pronounce it. Wayataza'awa. Right? Wayataza'awa lalakha. Lalakha. Right? Now write it out. Lalakha. Arataza Kana'ai. Alright? So we'll put this down here. Arataza Kana'ai. So I'll just put the H, I'll keep the H in parentheses, alright? Arataza Kana'ai. Right, and then what was the next word? Wayaba'awa. Y'all let me know if y'all can see this or not.
It looks wild. It looks good, actually.
Alright, Wayaba'a. Well, let me see. See if I can write it out and y'all can still see it. Ka, na, ein. Right? Wa, ya, ba'a, Whoa. Alright? And then it's the same thing. So I just wrote instead of writing this again, I'll just put the two different meanings of it. Alright? I'll just draw a line down here and just put the two different meanings of it. So the first one will be on top, and then the second meaning will be at the end. But it's still the same thing. It's the exact same thing. All right, give it to me in the English. Hold on, let me write this a little bit better over here. All right, boom, boom, boom. Let's see what I can do. I might have to write it further down.
It don't look bad.
All right, let's sweat. I just want to make sure that they can read it. I get a time check.
Time check is 8:57.
All right, so let me get the scripture about this, y'all.
Okay. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 12 and verse 5. And Abram took Sarai, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran, and they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came.
All right. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. Why? And Taza'ah went forth. Oh, I put it there. I put it right there for nothing.
So, what does Taza mean?
Taza'ah means went forth. I'm actually putting it under the underline.
Because if I could, Taza'ah means to march, right?
Yep. Taza'ah, Kadawam Taza'ah, right? And then Wa meaning they, which was a good example of the character Wa at the end of a root word still meaning they, without the Ya meaning they with it. Alright, because Ya is part of this, Taza'ah meaning went forth. Alright, and they went forth. What was the next part?
To go into the land of Canaan.
To go. So La meaning to, Lak meaning go. And this goes with the La, it's just a connector. It don't exactly go with the La, but it's used the same way, it's a connector. That's how I explain it, it's just a connector. I don't know if y'all can see all this. Alright. And they went forth to go. If y'all can, let me take a look at it real quick. I'm going to take the shades off. You know I can't see too good. Oh, all right. Yeah, I can pretty much see it. All right. Now, let me check on my phone just to make sure. It's 9 o'clock. We're almost done. We're pretty much done. I just want to check and make sure I can see everything clearly. All right, cool. All right, no sweat. So, and they went forth to go, what?
So, to go into the land of Canaan.
To go into the land of Canaan.
It's like if I could, when y'all wrap up your class, I'm sending up prayers for Barak and his rib, Yashapah. The brother lost his son.
All right, okay.
His brother's name is Barak, and his rib is Yashapah.
Yashapah, Barak, and Yashapah. All right, sir, no sweat. Barak, Yashapah. All right, so we're going to send up some prayers for them, for Barak and Yashapah in a second. Lord be with them. So, and they went forth to go to the land of Canaan, right? Is that what it said?
Come on. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. Come on.
Oh, all right, Salaki. I actually put this backwards. We gotta switch this real quick, because it's backwards. Wayaba'awa goes before this, right here. And they went forth to go, so it's Wayataza'awa, Lalakta, Wayaba'a. So it's actually right here. Wa, ya, ba, ah, wa. All right, and then you got arataza, the ha at the end, arataza. Then you got kana'an. All right, and I'll put it down here how to pronounce it. Oh, Salaki. Since I'm thinking about it, let me just put it over here. Salaki, y'all. I just had to fix that real quick. Kana'an. All right. So now, Wayaba'awa. All right. So now, to go into the land of Canaan. Right? To go and then into the land of Canaan. Wayaba'awa. All right. So no, it was like that. And then I got to put it. I ain't got time to repurchase it because it was like that. It was supposed to be like that.
The way you had it.
Right? With Aratazah kind of ayin and then Yaba'awa, right? Because this one is to the land of Canaan. And they came to, which is this one right here, to the land, right? They came in, so let me make sure, yep. Aratazah kind of ayin, yeah, right. So it was actually the other way around. But I got to do it right now for time's sake. So, and they went forth to go to the land of, in parentheses, land of, and then Canaan is Canaan. Salaki, it's Canaan. All right, to go into the land of Canaan, read it again.
So like, and from the top or from the,
From where you was at, from what we just broke
and they
down.
went forth to go into the land of Canaan.
Go ahead.
And into the land of Canaan they came.
And into Ba'a, this would be came into, and then Wa and Ya meaning they. And into the land of Canaan they came. But in Hebrew it's written, and they went forth to go to the land of Canaan and came into, and they came into the land of Canaan. So like I jammed it up because when I switched it, right? But this is how it's written. So is Wayaba'awa, and they went forth Lalakha to go, and then it would be Aratazah Kana'an to the land of Canaan. And then Wayaba'awa and they came into, and then Aratazah Kana'an, the land of Canaan. Alright? So this is came into, and they came into, and this one is to. And they came to the land of Canaan. And read it again.
Okay. It says, and they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came.
And into the land of Canaan they came. So and to or into would be the second one. So remember I did the 1 and 2 on the last one. 2 would be into. That's the only difference. Into would be this high right here. Into the land. And they came into the land of Canaan, right? So, and they went forth to go to the land of Canaan, or into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came. So not just to, but it can mean into, because that's how it's used in English. It's used as into. I'm going to put a parentheses because it's actually weird. But into the land of Canaan. So we using the word to, but in the Bible it's used as into. That's the only thing. I kept putting to the land of Canaan, to the land of Canaan, and it's into the land of Canaan. Read it again. Now, Salaki, I put it backwards the second time. Salaki, I just ain't had time to switch it around. But go ahead.
And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan.
And they went forth to go into the land. So this right here will be into. Arataza is the land. The land into Canaan. Into the land of Canaan. Right? Go ahead.
And into the land of Canaan.
And into. So, and now remember, Bawa'ah means came or came into or come into. So all this, so this came into is one word. And came into they, go ahead, the land of Canaan, go ahead.
Land of Canaan they came.
And into the land of Canaan they came. So it's the same thing. Or this one, Salaki. Salaki. Since you got the into on this, you don't have to use the into from right here. And they came into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came. Either way, it still means the same thing, because this one still means come into. So you can put and came into they, the land of Canaan. Or and into the land of Canaan they came, meaning in here. So came would be over here and into the land. Now, it's crazy because I got to jump around back and forth like a damn chicken with my head cut off to make Hebrew try and fit into English, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to say, because English is not right. It's not correct. So now I got to keep trying to replace, as you read it, to say came is over here with this and this is with that, because that's how it is in English. But in Hebrew, it's literally, and they went forth to go into the land of Canaan, and they came into the land of Canaan. It's literally the same thing. But the old quicker English, I gotta keep going and I gotta keep jumping back and forth doing. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came. I gotta try to mix match it to make it so that people that's new can understand it. But came into is Bawa'ah as well as the ha at the end of Aratazah. And came into they, the land of Canaan. And came into they into the land of Canaan. With that being said, y'all, I hope y'all understood that. Alright, and Salagi for the fact that I wrote it backwards the second time. I had to jump around a lot more. Like a damn chicken with my head cut off, man. But hopefully y'all understood it at the end, because came into is Bawa'ah, which is Ba'ah right here, and then the ha at the end can mean to or into. So either way, the came into is still in the sentence, whether you want to use it from here or you want to use it for over here to make the sentence fit English. Because in Hebrew it says, and they went forth to go to the land of Canaan or into the land of Canaan, and they came into the land of Canaan. Or, and they came into the land of Canaan. Either or is the same thing. It's very simple. All right. With that being said, this is the Lashawan Qadash class. Salaki for the mix-up at the end. I had to rewrite it, and then I ended up having to write at the end. But with that being said, man, y'all tune in. We're going to send up some prayers for our brother and our sister. All right. And our brother that's back with the Most High right now. With that being said, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest, an officer of 500, officer of 50, Astawak.
So like ISUPK security announcements. We're the ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They have to be Saluna only. They are here to share themselves with the world. They need transportation. Teacher will arrange it after 6 months. If a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find it in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, and verse 21, or the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, means tenth in Hebrew, or ma'ashra, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the teacher, priest fund. It's a free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. The next one is the Feast of Purim. It's the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. This year will be on Monday, the 14th of February and the 15th of February. You can find us in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 20 through 31. My occupant, I'll go out to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, still wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that being said, at Maja, this means to stand. Slack, you have the prayer?
I got the Lord's Prayer.
All right.
I got both prayers. All right. We can do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Y'all, you don't have the prayers?
No.
All right, no sweat. Imagine you got it. You can have everybody face these.
Mama Shabbat. Sorry, what is it?
Sorrow upon the Hakadam. That's means turn to face the east.
Means turn to face the east.
All right, we're going to send up the Lord's Prayer. Abanaw. Shabbat Shemayah. Qadash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakufka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'aratazah. Kawal. Hayah. Bashamayim. Thaladal. Lacham. Kal. Yawam. Basalak now. Kabawaf now. Kasalak now. Kabawaf now. Wala'ah. Tabi'ah now. Banasah 1. Abo. Awashah now. Mayun. Rai. Kaya. Lakub. Amalakwa. Waha'alam. Wafapalaraw. La'aywalamim. Amud. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be. We're going to send up the Lord's Prayer. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Barak Lanawa. Wayasha Allah. Mahabayah. Sapari. Barak. Rapah. Magun. Agun. Barak. Yashapah. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Wadamun. Yahweh in the name of Yahushua. Bless us and Israel and the school. Bless. Heal. Shield. Protect. Barak. And Yashapah. In the name of Yahushua. The water. Amun.
With that being said, sorry, we'll give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, the Mama Shabbat, Majin, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Ragathon.
That's Matah.
Which means
sorry.
hands down.
Which means hands down. Sorry. Face the sisters. We'll get the sisters one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, the Mama Shabbat, Majin, Barak,
Yahweh Shemar Latham Ba'ashem Yahushua.